Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Quita from AtHomeWithQuita and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. So today's video is going to be all about planner sections. I'm going to show you my planner sections. I'm going to talk you through some different ideas for planner sections. And then I'm going to revamp this baby and change some things around. I decided that I want to add some things. I want to remove some things. You guys saw the recent flip through on my channel. So if you want to catch that to see how it was set up, and you'll kind of get a chance to see a little bit of that today, then go watch that video. Otherwise, we're going to kind of purge some things out and just tweak some things and revamp our sections. And during that process, I'll talk you through it all. So let's get into it. All right, y'all, so this is my catch-all planner. Again, you guys have seen this. This isn't anything new. This is my planner that I use for all things. So from my home life to my work life to finances, everything is in this planner. I find that it's just easier for me to have one planner and have it all in one planner. I do have a faith planner and I have like a social and business planner that I do purge things from this out into. And I have a meal planner that I purge things out into. So although I do only carry around this one planner, I do have several other planners that I kind of still keep, so that way I can make room for other things in this planner, which means some of the items may need to be purged out to make that room. So this is how everything is looking. You guys know that we have new covers coming and I'm really excited about it. I'll be using probably the gray Safino cover that is coming. I'm really excited about that. This happens to be the ostrich. This was the sample. So the ostrich that is actually coming looks a little bit different. I had them change some things, like I didn't like the spine here and how it's just a little, it's not substantial enough. There's nothing here in the spine, so it looks a little wonky. So they completely changed it and it is phenomenal. I've seen pictures, I've seen a video. I was like, y'all need to show me this stuff before you even send it. And so the video that they showed me is all corrected. So I'm very excited about that. But of course, I wanted to use this because it's such a gorgeous cover. It is a vegan leather cover. And I just think, although it has this little issue here, it's so gorgeous. And I also have them like change the pocket width and just a couple of things that I noticed. That's why I would definitely recommend getting a sample, so that way you can see things before you buy things. Sample does have a little price to it. It is going to be a little bit more than what you would pay, for these in bulk, but it's worth it because then you can really test it out and you can make sure that there are no issues. So I'm so glad that I got a sample and I was able to correct those issues, and I'm so excited for those to come in, and they'll probably be in mid to late February. So just FYI. All right, so what we're gonna need to do, y'all, is pretty much deconstruct this whole planner because of the sections and how I wanna change things around. So we have two new inserts that I'm gonna share with you today that are available on Monday. You guys know we do new releases on Monday. And so the first set of inserts are our table of content inserts. And this is kind of where you need to start when it comes to developing your sections and figuring that all out. So I'm going to show you that. And then also I decided I wanted to add an inbox section. I do have a brain dump section in my planner currently, but I'm changing it to inbox. So these are our new inbox inserts. We do have some other inbox inserts. So this is the version 2. So you see that indicated in the listing just so you don't get confused. Plus there's a photo for every listing. So these are going to go in my new inbox section, which is going to be the first section of my planner. And that is kind of the same as brain dump. So instead of calling it brain dump, I'm going to call it inbox. So these are the two new inserts that we're going to be adding. We're going to shift some things around. So let me show you kind of how my sections are right now. So we've got calendar, home, meal planning, self-care, finances, work are the first 6. I have a total of 12. And then we have faith, school, personal, family, brain dump, and lists. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change things. Now the table of contents that you'll see in the shop is not labeled like you see here. Like I went in and I typed all of these sections in the order in which I want them to go. I printed 2 copies just in case I write something and I don't like my handwriting. I can rewrite it later. And so this is the order in which my planner is going to go in. So the table of contents inserts that you'll see in the shop don't have these wordings here, so that way you can write them in. It comes in a set of, I think, four 4 of these. And so you'll be able to have a couple for different planners that you have, or if you mess up or want to change something, you'll be able to do that. So that's why I didn't put the wording here for you guys, because you need to be able to determine that on your own. Your sections are not the same as mine. And so I'm going to have inbox first, and then calendar, then home, then meal plan, then finance, then work, wellness, faith, school, family, goals, and lists. The goals section is new. And then also the inbox section is new, previously brain dump, and my goals section used to be personal. So now instead of personal, we're gonna do goals. All right, so this is gonna go in the front of my planner, but it's gonna be classified under the inbox, or not the inbox section. I believe it's going to be in the calendar section. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just put it in the front of my planner and not even write where it is. But the purpose of this is to be able to just know where everything is. So I love these, and I think it's going to be a great addition to the shop, and I think that you guys are going to find this super helpful. So I would definitely create something like this, so that way you'll know what sections you want based on your life, and you'll know how you want them structured, where you want them to be, what comes first, what comes last, where things are positioned. Because what I like to do is I like the first 6 to be the most important, and then the last 6 aren't necessarily less important. I hate to say it like that, but because my planner is so thick, I need to be able to see the most important things first. And then when I want to get to the second half, I just flip the work section, which I know is the end of the first 6. And then I know the next 6 is here, and it makes it easier to visualize or to see those. Okay, I also have top tabs, and those are going to stay the same. Next month, routines, fitness, and then I believe the last one is notes. So those are going to stay the same, and they're going to be put in the same sections that they are in now. Okay, so once you determine what sections you want to add to your planner, there are so many ideas of sections that you can have. Again, I just showed you some here. This was 12, so that's a good starting point. You don't have to have all 12 sections, but 12 is a lot to share with you guys for ideas. You can also add some of these things I have within my home section are like projects. You can have a project section. Some of these other sections you can kind of pull out and let them stand on their own. You can have a recipes. I mean, the sky is the limit, but these are the 6 or the 12 rather that work for me. And I think that you probably could just pull from 6 of these or all 12 of these, and they could work for you somehow, just like they work for me. Okay, so these dashboards and everything that you're gonna see here from Fancy Plans Co. So these are our frosted dashboards. We also have them in clear, and the clear is what shipped with the planner box. You see that that's frosted. Clear is completely clear, which is just like this. These are how the clear would look straight through. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to pull off the labels of my dividers, and I'm going to add some new labels, because remember, I need to reshuffle these around. These are going to be in different places, so I have to remove all of these and put on some new labels. So I've got these here because I'm going to be adding a goals, so I needed this goals, and I'm also going to need the work. And from here, I'm going to need some as well. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Find it the easiest to just use tweezers to pull this off. And I'm going to start from the back and work my way forward. And once I get them all off, then I am going to go ahead and add on the new labels. And remember, we're doing that based on my table of contents. So the last one is lists. So I could technically leave this on, actually, because it already says lists. So that's what we'll do. We don't have to pull that one off, okay? And this one is goals. So what I can do is go ahead and just pull this one off, and then while I'm pulling this off, once it's off, I can go ahead and add on what should now be here, which is goals. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these all off and the new one put on, and then we're gonna go ahead and shuffle around what's contained in these sections so that it reflects what's on the divider tab. All right, that was super easy, right? So this is how everything looks now. And I think these sections are gonna work out so great. I love the addition of inbox because I just feel like sometimes I need to be able to see that more on the front end. I did have a brain dump section as you saw in the back, but I felt like I never really quite went to that section as much as I should have. And so with it being in the front allows me to kind of dump things out on the front end. And then once I figure out where to organize things and how to schedule those things, then I can add them in the various different sections of my planner. So because of that, of course, it pushed everything back and I just kind of shuffled some things around to where I thought that they would fit best. All right, so after you have come up with your sections and then you go ahead and add them to your divider tabs, I use the work and then I also use the planner subjects. These are available along with several others. So you just pick whatever suits you based on what type of planner you're trying to create. So that's already done. So now what I need to do is add those various things. So of course, if you're creating this planner from scratch, then you're just gonna add those various inserts within those sections. Since I pretty much already have them in here, I'm just gonna relocate them, if you will. Okay, so of course we've got to relocate the calendar because it is no longer here. And I am using the vertical line layout, and this works really great for my catch-all planning because I work better with a list format. And so I'm going to stick with that until it doesn't work anymore. All right. And within that section, I am going to keep my next month section top tab. So I'll move both of those. And I think I also have routines. I have routines in my calendar section as well. So I'm going to relocate all of this to the now new calendar section. All right. And I'm going to keep it in the same order that it was in, so don't get confused. All right, and of course you want your calendar section. That's self-explanatory. That's where you're going to write all of your weekly tasks and to-dos. So I keep my calendar in here, which again, I just talked you through that. I also keep my tracker here and I pop one in every week. So as you can see, we've got our tracker for this week. I'm tracking my Whole30, which I'm starting Monday. Water, tea. I've been drinking this great passion tea that I saw on the Chic Naturals channel and it's so good. I got some on Amazon. I'm not typically a tea drinker. I'm typically a coffee drinker, but that tea is the bomb. So I've been tracking it. I just want to track it. And then also my daily Bible reading, my daily text, I track that as well. And I think that's all for now. So I just move this from week to week until the month is over with. All right, so as you guys see, look, my planner has drastically changed, right? Look at how simple I am. That's kind of crazy. All right, so there's the calendar inserts. And then again, we've got next month and we've got to add routines back here as well. So next month is where I keep my whiteboard. If you guys don't know, we now have whiteboards available. So any insert in our shop can be made into a whiteboard, which is really cool. So here is our calendar tasks. So what I use is my Sharpie, which I do keep in my planner. And then when I want to erase everything, you just use any alcohol-based product and the Sharpie wipes right off. You can also use wet erase and dry erase. I prefer Sharpie just because it doesn't smudge. And then we also have some wet erase markers that don't smudge in our shop. And we have some regular Expo wet erase markers, which don't really smudge either, but the other ones that we stock are advertised as non-smudge. So we do have all of those available in addition to the Sharpie. We have them in a thicker and the fine tip, which is what this one is. So this is made of thick laminate. So I just keep this in here so that I can do some planning, future planning. We do also have pre-planning inserts in our shop that are a little bit more detailed. But I love these because you can write in all the days of the year, and then you can write, well, what I do is I write the number, the date number here, and what I'm doing on that date. And I typically like to put a little triangle in the corner so it visually draws me there. And that way I don't have to have a full month of inserts in my planner. I can literally just have this and do my pre-planning for February so I don't forget anything. And then you guys remember, I do also have the at-a-glance pages. And I think where I'm gonna put this is in my calendar section as well, because it is technically considered a calendar. All right, and this is my first stop when it comes to planning my year at a glance. So that way I can just go ahead and start scheduling some things that are further out. and then I can transfer them to that particular month once that time comes. I do have this little page marker here that I made. We do have the mini page markers, which aren't as long as this one. I just had some leftover scraps, so I cut one to a specific size, and I keep that here so that way I know where I'm at on these at a glance pages. Okay, so we went ahead and transferred over the next month and the calendar section and all of that, and the routines comes next. I do also have some of these that are launching Monday. They're pretty much the same. Well, they are called calendar tasks. The only difference is that they're not a half sheet. So you get a little bit more space, and they come in all the sizes we have in the shop. So you get everything all on one page, and then on the next page, you've got some more lists, you know, that you can add your to-dos and all that good stuff. Okay, so there's that. Here are the routines, which are in here, right? Okay, so now we need to move the home section stuff. In your home section, you can keep various different things. It's pretty self-explanatory. Any home projects you have to do, your cleaning schedule, all of that can go in your home section. If that is something that you manage, you definitely want to have a home section. And then I also keep the swatch for the paint colors for the house. So home section is done. This is my page marker. These are available in our shop. These are really popular, and they are great for creating a little dashboard like this. So I did a reel on my Instagram, and I showed you guys how to do this. These are all sticky notes from our shop, and I just have the page markers, which are a little bit wider now. I know if you ordered some earlier page markers, they're a little thinner, so they may not fit the circles, but now they should be formatted to be able to fit them straight down in a line. Not like this. This is a custom size that I created for myself, but the circles are the page markers about that large, and you can just put the circles straight down. Okay, so let me add this in my week in the calendar section, just so I have it there on the current week. And I actually put mine upside down, so that way the tab is at the bottom as opposed to it being at the top, and it helps me to be able to find the page easier, because I have a lot of stuff going on at the top, so I needed it at the bottom, and it just helps me to be able to get to my week quicker. I did the same thing for my work planner, and that has been helping me to just get directly to the week, okay? So home done. I do need to do the inbox, which I know I need to do. So I am gonna add these inbox inserts in just momentarily. All right, home section has my weekly cleaning routine, cleaning challenge, projects. I am gonna be creating a new insert for my projects. I am ready to tackle some projects this year. And so I need to create a new insert so that way I can, you know, write in those projects. And I think it's probably gonna look very similar to the inbox. Probably, yeah, most likely. Okay, I'm taking these out because I have a full cleaning routine, and so I don't really need these. I just have them in there just in case I wanted to pop one in my week. But it does bulk up my planner, and I'm always trying to figure out ways that I can dwindle down and have less bulk to my planner, okay? So that's it for the home section. Then we get to our meal planning section. So we're basically just purging things pretty much one section over. So I'm gonna pop these in, and in your meal planning section, you can have your recipes, you can have your inventory, you can have the at a glance like I have here. That allows me to plan the entire year of meals if I want to. Y'all know meal planning is my favorite part of planning because I love to cook, and I love to just be prepared for the week when it comes to what our family is eating. So there's a lot of different options that you can add to the meal planning section. And again, these are just ideas of what has worked for me, and they may work for you as well. So you can do your sections however you want. So this is our meal planner that's available in our shop, and I have inventory in the back so that way I can write in what we have on hand. And when I'm doing my meal planning, I can just look at this and I can check things off as I use them. And then that way I'm prepared on the go, and as opposed to having to get up every single time to go downstairs to check and see what we have, because that is the first step to meal planning. Okay, so there's that. I also keep some shopping lists, and then my system, because I did a video, so I shared with you guys my system, and then I have a template of like what I could do, like crock pot Mondays, salad Tuesdays, soup Wednesdays, things like that are very helpful when meal planning. All right, so the next section is going to be my let's see, meal planning, and then finances, work. Y'all, oh, okay, wellness is up there. All right, so this is actually going into my wellness section. This is my blood pressure log, and I just keep a running log. Also, self-care stuff is gonna go in there, my vitamin regimen, immune building foods, and then I added some of this Marble Dreams Cornell notes, because I love Cornell notes. And I'm gonna just transfer this right on into the wellness section, okay? All right, so there's that. All right, so now we need to go back to here. I'm not gonna move that. And fitness is going to also move into wellness. That's a top tab, as you can see. So that needs to stay as is, because wellness to me is just all things taking care of you, self-care, you know, vitamins and working out, all of that stuff to me is considered wellness. So instead of it saying self-care, I made it say wellness, and I'm gonna include the fitness planner in there. And so when we get to that section, I'll kind of show you that. I did do a full flip through on my channel so you guys can see, because I'm not changing anything in here in terms of the inserts I'm using. I am purging some things, and you'll see me do that here. But for the most part, nothing has changed besides what you see me doing today. All right, so meal planning is done. So next is finances. That stays the same. I keep my expense tracker in here. I track my Fancy Plans Co. spending and my personal spending. And then I have a full monthly calendar of personal expenses that I need to pay. Also, any stuff that comes in from brands, any of my just affiliate money, YouTube, all that stuff is tracked here. So this is just all my personal expenses, not our family expenses. So I keep some of those in here. Can't show you that because that's shop stuff. That probably should be in the, no. I keep it in the finance section because it's technically finance. It is financial stuff. It's just work related. Okay, so habit trackers here. I just popped these in the other day because I'm really focused on tracking habits again. I love tracking habits. It allows you to just be visual and see what you're accomplishing for that week, and just make sure you're staying consistent. So there's lots of other things again that you could add to the financial section, but so that I don't bulk my planner up, I try to keep it very simple. We are launching a financial wellness box coming soon. Hopefully, I want to launch it by now, but I'm still waiting on some items, and then that will be launching probably mid to late February. So I'm so excited about that. And so I'm sure that this section will evolve because I'll be using those inserts. All right, so there's that. So the first 6 are done. So now we get to work. Work has stayed the same. I'm not moving the section, it's staying in the same location, and so all the same stuff is going to remain here. I have my yearly overview inserts that tracks like any upcoming launches and things like that. And then I revamped, y'all, our subject style inserts. I've been using those because they're so gorgeous. So that's what I've been using because it just works for me, but I wanted to amp it up a little bit. So I added these pops of black lines, which makes just everything stand out. I also darkened, these boxes here and widened them just a little bit. And I think this looks great. I also made these solid lines as opposed to dotted lines. I think some of you had asked for that in the past, but it's a whole process to revamp inserts, y'all. So these aren't available just yet. I'm gonna be adding them, but it's a whole process in order to create these inserts for different sizes. So stay tuned for that. But I love the cleanliness of it all. I think it just looks so gorgeous. So this is how they look with no stickers. And they're perfect. They are perfect. Okay, so nothing changes with this besides the fact that I need to move this here because this is the current week. And again, I rotated the tab so that way I could have the little lip part at the bottom and easily get to this section. And so there's that. That doesn't change, but there are several things you can add to your work planner, or you can do like I did in the past and create just a separate work planner. I do have a separate work planner as well. So once this month is done, I take the inserts and move them into that planner because there's a lot of reference stuff in that planner as well. So I still need to have it, although I do keep the monthly inserts in here. I like to have one planner, y'all know now, because it just makes life simpler. I can have all facets of my life planned here in this planner as opposed to having to carry around multiple planners. And that's just been working for me. All right, so within this section, I have my calendar, then I have some hashtags I can use, my social stats tracker to track my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. And then I have some launch stuff for the business, several pages of those. That's how these look, but they're all filled in with product that is coming soon. And then I have some stuff for the budget box that's coming and some engineering grid paper and just, you know, that's pretty much it here. All right, then I have a folder in here for some reason. This really doesn't have a purpose, but I do like to fill this from time to time with important things. So I keep it there just in case. All right, so now we get to the wellness section, which I just moved those inserts over from. So I need to move the faith section inserts, all right? So this is changed for 2022. The year's text scripture is different, so I need to print the vellum out for this year and add that here. So I haven't done that yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and purge that out. I also recently added these daily text inserts to the shop. They were typically half page like that. Now you have a full page just in case you wanna plan a little bit more all on one page. All right, so that stays in the faith section. All right, I need to remove this because this goes to the school section and this gets put right on in here. All right, next up is school. So that's just moving one section over. All right, and then I can go ahead and add her library card stuff back. And pin that back here. All right, so there's that. Okay, so when it comes to school planning, I no longer use that, the school teacher layout. I just felt like it was bulking up my planner too much and I just needed to simplify. And I really just needed to see some things on one page. So these are the new calendar task inserts. The only difference, again, I told you is that now they're available as a full page insert as opposed to just a half sheet. And so this allows me to write in some things that are going to happen. I don't know why I can't talk today, this year for her schooling. So the key dates are highlighted, some of them, like she has a test on the 18th. And then I put a triangle in the corner and I put whatever those dates represented down here. So like the 6th was back to school, the 17th is no school, 18th she has a test on Jackie Robinson, 25th is a digital learning day. So all of that has a triangle. And then I highlighted the newsletter days. The teacher sends a newsletter on Fridays. And so Sunday before the week, I look at the newsletter to see like what her spelling words are and anything that I need to know about. And then I go ahead and plan for it. So her homework is typically this. So this is standard. And then these are her spelling words for the week, which we go over. All right, so I just have a few of those, and this is going to make this way less bulky, okay? So that's a change from my previous setup, and then this stuff is remaining the same. And then this was previously in the personal section. That's my goals fold out. And then that was my 2021 word of the year, which is balance. But I just keep that in here because I feel like I always can work towards that. And some other things, my reading log and some other things. I am going to be creating a reading notes because I'm trying to get into reading this year. So in addition to all these books and podcasts and things I want to read and listen to, I want to have a place to be able to write in some keywords and some notes and reference items and stuff for the books and stuff that I'm reading. So stay tuned, I'm working on that as well. All right, so this needs to be moved to the goal section, which formerly was personal. All right, so now it is goals. So I can keep all of my goals related items in here. Okay, so some of this stuff is not fitting in properly. And so when it comes to goals, you can literally just put some fill paper in here and write in any goals that you want to achieve, and anything that inspires you related to goals can go in here. Also, if you have our goals vision board that looks like this, which I still have to fill in. I am going to fill it in. I just haven't had a chance to yet. It's only January, but I am going to fill it in. I've been writing in some things. But if you have this, I have a whole video on how I made it flip like that. Then you can pop that in here, and that will be able to have a place for you to write in all of your goals. So the goals section is done. So now if I go back to here, I think this is where we left off. Yeah. All right. So the next section would be family. That hasn't changed. That's just our hourly schedule, and where I write in some things that I want to do as a family. Okay. Then the goals, and then lists is the same as well. That hasn't moved. And this is just where you guys know I'm a list maker. So I just kind of keep some essential lists in here. And then this is the notes section from the top tab. That doesn't change either. And this is really just where I keep fill paper. All right, so that is pretty much it in terms of how things are going to be structured. So now what I need to do, and y'all, she is chunky. So that's why I'm always looking for a way to purge things out. Okay, so now I need to add in my inbox. which is a new section. So I'm really excited about this, and I need to move this checklist and planner routines was in routines, but I felt like I needed to see it first, you know, so that's why I put it in the calendar section. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill out the table of contents, and within the table of contents, I'm gonna go ahead and write in where each thing is stored. I started writing it in last night, but then I decided that I wanted to change it. So that's why I printed out a new one. And so I'll need to go ahead and write in all of the things that are contained within these sections and pop that in first. So that'll be here first. All right, so I just moved the planner routine over one. So when I write in what's in the calendar section, I'm gonna write in all of the things that I've added here. So planner routine, 2022 year at a glance, calendar inserts. I'm gonna write all of that in, that it is in the calendar section. And I'll do that off camera, but that is what you definitely wanna do if you're gonna be using the table of contents inserts. Okay, so now I can go ahead and add in my inbox inserts in the inbox section. So this will be my first stop when it comes to writing things in my planner. I'll come here first and I'll go ahead and write in what I need to do on the inbox inserts. I'll check off whether it's now, later, if I'm waiting on something, sometime in the future, if it's a project, and I'll check it off when it's done. So this will be where I kind of dump it all out. And I'm also going to move over my brain dump inserts, which I believe are back here, now that I think about it, right? Let's see. Yep, brain dump. This was a section for brain dump. So now that my sections have changed, the brain dump is now called inbox, which means all that was in the brain dump section needs to come here to inbox. All right, so then this will just go here. And I like to keep this here because it has some prompts here for me to be able to brain dump, if you will. And I need to make sure that I completed all this stuff. So until I complete all this stuff, then I am going to leave this in here. And what I'll probably end up doing is taking this stuff off of here and putting it in the new inbox inserts, just so it's not bulking up my planner so much. All right, so I'm gonna also take this note paper and put it in the back because I feel like I don't necessarily need it there in that section. All right. And then I'm gonna pop in my table of contents inserts, and then I'm done, you guys. Sorry, y'all, Malachi is washing the dishes. And I told him, can you be a little more quiet when you're doing them dishes? And I don't think he can, obviously, because we still hear him. Okay, so I need to pop this in, but what I'm thinking eventually I'm gonna do is, this is my checklist of things that I need to make sure that I reference and plan for every single month/week. So I always look at this checklist to see, so I don't forget like anniversaries, outings, anybody I wanna call, you know, any events, things like that. I check here to see like how I can fit that in my schedule. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer this onto the back of the planner routine, because that's technically a part of my routine. But until I do that, I'm gonna snap that in right here. Okay, and I'm gonna add my table of contents, and we are done, y'all. But y'all see my planner is a chunky one. Yeah, she's a chunky one. All right, so this, I did 2 sets. Remember, this is what I had. So I'm gonna take that out, and then I printed 2 sets out, so just in case something happens and I need to redo it, I can. All right, so this is the only thing besides the vellum here that doesn't really have a section. It's just here. This is my word of the year, by the way, y'all. I decided not to print out a full page like I did for balance. I just kind of stuck it on the sticky note and wrote it in. These aren't available in the shop yet. This is kind of the design aesthetic for the budget box. It's like mid-century modern, so I just printed this out for myself. All right, and then my name vellum. Then this is kind of standalone by itself. Then you get to the inbox, calendar, home, meal planning, finances, work, wellness, faith, school, family, goals, list. These are my sections on the side, and then the top tabs are next month routines, fitness, notes. That hasn't changed. So this is my planner set up, And that is kind of how you would set up some sections for your planner. If you're like me, your brain works in sections. My brain definitely works in sections. And so as a part of my planner routine, I go through each of these sections and I plan for that particular part of my life. Mostly everything when it comes to events and outings and things like that go on my at a glance pages, and it starts there for me. And then everything else trickles down to the monthly calendar, then the weekly calendar. When it comes to school events and things like that, I do put that all on my main calendar. And then I still want to see it on my school calendar for Addison, so I know when I get to this section, I can quickly see at a glance what's going on for that particular month. Other than that, everything is what you saw in terms of my previous flip through. So nothing has changed in that regards. You saw all of the changes on this video, and I'm constantly changing this and working on a way to make it better and less bulky. It's always getting bulky, y'all, but it is what it is. I've got a lot going on. So again, you don't have to do sections like I did. These are just some ideas of some sections that could work for you and how you would set that all up. And then when it comes to your table of contents, of course, you'll come here. So that's what I'm going to do next. And I'm going to take the time out and go through each section. And I'm going to write in what is contained in that particular section. So that way I'll know. And if I need to quickly come here to reference where something is for whatever reason, whether it be just a part of a new setup, then I'll be able to do that. And I'll quickly see where that falls. And if I want to change something up, I'll just reprint this out and I'll type in mine. Again, they don't come typed with yours because you'll need to write in what sections that you have. Then I'll be able to reprint it and redo it and do this whole process over. I'm always changing things. If you're like me, you are too. If it's not working, you got to change it up so that way you make it functional, so that you can have a productive day and life. So that is it, you guys. Hopefully you got some enjoyment in this video and it helped you in some way to develop some sections for yourself. If that's something that you're trying to do, again, I use the work and I use the planner subjects. We have these in probably like 12 different ones. We have one for like shop, one for work, one for fitness. We got a ton of these. So just pick whatever works for you or use a combination of different ones to make this a similar setup like you see here. Also, the dashboards are our frosted dashboards. We have them in clear as well in various sizes. So you're sure to find something that works for you. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I really appreciate you stopping by my channel to catch this video. Again, I really hope it helps. That's my objective whenever I make a video here for YouTube. Of course, I want it to be helpful for you guys. And I hope that is the case for this video today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you stopping by my channel today. Hopefully you'll come back by and you will catch another video. In which case, I'll see you guys then.